Welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever just stopped mid-game and wondered how the massive, sprawling worlds in your favorite role-playing games are even possible? Well, today we're grabbing the blueprint and diving deep into the art of CRPG design to see exactly how these incredible digital universes are brought to life.
Because if you have, you are absolutely in the right place. We are about to walk through the creator's journey, step by step, to see how designers craft these huge, interactive stories that keep us hooked for literally hundreds of hours. This is the master plan for creating a world you can actually live in.
All right, let's just jump right in with the most fundamental and honestly kind of counterintuitive rule of CRPG design. This is the single biggest thing that separates writing a game from, well, writing almost anything else. Okay, so think about how a novel gets written, right? An author usually starts with a plot, some characters, and then they build a world around them. For a CRPG, you have to flip that completely on its head. The world comes first. You have to build the entire playground before you can even think about the story that's going to unfold inside it.
And what that means is the game world can't just be some pretty backdrop. It has to be a functional space, a place that's actually fun to explore. But it's more than that. The world itself has to be designed to make all the amazing things you'll be doing possible. Casting epic spells, fighting dragons, piloting starships. The world is what makes the fantasy feel real.
So, have you ever noticed how many of these games are fantasy or sci-fi? Well, there's a really good reason for that. It's actually a super clever solution to a big design problem. Think about it. In a modern-day game, it would feel kind of ridiculous for a character to get 50 times stronger in just a few weeks. But in a world with magic or crazy alien tech, it just makes sense. It helps us buy into the idea that this incredible growth is possible.
So, our world is in place, it's ready for adventure. Now it's time to fill it with a story. Let's move on and see how a truly great narrative gets woven right into the fabric of the world we've just built.
Yeah, we're not talking about a simple 2-hour plot here. A great CRPG is way more like an epic novel, maybe even a whole series of them. We're talking about a journey that can take dozens, sometimes even hundreds of hours. It's not a straight line from A to B. It's this huge, sprawling mystery you get to unravel, piece by piece.
And here is another one of those fascinating, kind of backward things about designing these games. Designers often start at the end. They figure out the ultimate goal, the final confrontation, first. Then they map out the main path to get you there, throwing in all sorts of plot twists to keep you on your toes. And only then do they start to sprinkle in all those amazing side quests.
This is so important. Side quests are so much more than just busy work. The best ones, they make you feel like you're still working towards that main goal, even if it's indirectly. Maybe you're earning some extra cash for that one sword you've been eyeing, or maybe you're making a new ally who's going to be critical later on. They make the world feel alive and make your choices actually matter.
Okay, so you've got your world, you've got your story mapped out, but how do you grab the player from the very first minute? Really hook them? Well, it all comes down to the opening, and there are two classic ways to pull it off.
It is such a delicate balancing act. If you reveal too little, the player's just going to be confused and probably won't care. But if you reveal too much, you ruin all the fun, right? You killed the mystery. The sweet spot is creating that irresistible urge to find out what happens next.
So the first approach is what we can call the mystery hook. And the absolute gold standard here is Planescape Torment. The game doesn't start by asking you to save the world. No. Instead, it poses this incredibly deep, personal question. Your whole motivation isn't some grand external quest. It's about finding out who you are. It's a hook that grabs your curiosity and doesn't let go.
And then you have the second approach, the quest hook. And you really can't get a better example than the original Fallout. There's no big mystery when you start. Your goal is simple, it's urgent, it's life or death. Find the water chip. It's this clear objective that pushes you out into a dangerous world, and it's only later that this simple quest just blossoms into a much, much bigger story.
All right, for our last piece of the puzzle, let's talk about the window through which we experience all of this, the user interface. I know it might sound like a minor detail, but trust me, it has a huge impact on how we actually connect with the game world.
So designers have a really big choice to make here. Do they show you all the numbers and the dice rolls happening behind the scenes, or do they hide all of that? Showing the mechanics is great for the tacticians out there, the players who love to crunch the numbers and optimize their character builds. But hiding all of that behind slick animations and sound effects, that's perfect for the player who just wants to get lost in the fantasy.
And believe me, this choice makes a world of difference. For instance, instead of seeing a 10% chance to pick lock and just clicking a button over and over, a game with hidden mechanics might give you this tense little progress bar. And that simple change turns a boring task into this nail-biting moment. It pulls you deeper in and makes you feel like you're doing it, not just playing a numbers game.
So, from the very foundation of the world to the smallest detail of the interface, every single part of a great CRPG is a deliberate choice. Every element is a tool used to build a powerful, unforgettable, and deeply immersive experience. So now that you've seen the architect's secrets, what kind of world would you build?